think that may be a mistake. Could end up biting some of these guys.
And these are pretty much the same cars they run on the oval track.
Oh, yeah.
They have quick change rears that can't do a whole lot to change them around to a road course configuration.
I'd say they probably change the upper control arms on the, in the front, and that's it. Everything else stay the same.
Kenny Shepard, who said last night at the Grand Marshals dinner, I think we can win it. He was very confident about his car and about his prospects for today.
He's out to a 2.5 second lead right now.
Wow, what a battle here. Lamar, Menard.
You can see these cars, they just look like they're fun to drive. The cars handle really well, and they're able to hit their marks pretty well.
And with those bias ply tires there, they can sling.
Oh, yeah, just let her slip and slide.
You saw Todd Souza right there in the 6 car. He's slinging it around. This Menard in the 13, he's going to try to make a pass on the outside. I don't think that'll work here.
No, sir.
Long way around. But he did it.
He got a good run off the corner. Looking at Todd Souza, the 6 car, talked about these other guys having other jobs. He's a cabinet maker on the West Coast.
Yeah, see that move that Menard made, we said that won't work, but how many people we ever seen try it?
That's true. Now Lamar in 33 having a look at the back bumper of Souza.
Souza's car, you can see it. I mean, yeah, you can sling these things around, but he's way too loose. Yeah. And all he's doing is just abusing those rear tires more and more.
And when he comes to pit road, Larry, he'll probably just change the rear tires. A lot of these guys jack these things up in the center and put rear tires on them.
Especially under caution. Yeah, since you can only change 2 tires under caution.
Lamar tried the move, and he may pay the price now to Woodside on the inside, but Woodside's up and over the curb. And that upsets his car.
Lamar, he's only 21 years old. He was the Southwest Tour Rookie of the Year last year. Came from USAC Sprint cars. He was the Rookie of the Year in those division in 2000.
Now Paul Menard has moved away from this group. Dick Burnley.
And he is another very interesting story. You surely have seen Menard's Home Improvement Center. He is the heir to that corporation. His dad is the primary shareholder. But Paul Menard wants to race cars, at least for a while. His experience is on road courses in karts. He's run the Remax Series at Road America and won it with this car at a couple of Grand American races this year as well. He says he has no girlfriend because racing and this car are his true loves.
Oh, plenty of time to get all that figured out. There's room for everything.
This group, they are going at it. Now you see the 62 car, Eric Holmes, he's in the picture as well.
And Robbie Gordon's going to be right up there with him.
There's Fish Taylor bouncing off each other. This is road racing at its, well, I started to say finest, but I'm not sure that's correct.
How about funnest?
Funnest.
No, it's not a word, but it fits right here.
Exactly.
Here comes Robbie Gordon on the inside.
Gordon's looking pretty good. He's moving up. He's up to 8th now.
And the thing about a road course, you can catch someone.
Oh. Andretti has crashed. Number 86, Adam Andretti, went into the tire barrier down there at 11.
We stay green, no caution.
Yeah, he's out of harm's way.
But he can't get to pit road. Meanwhile, Robbie Gordon has sliced and diced his way right through this pack. I'll show you what happened to Adam Andretti.
It would surprise me if he got some help, but no, he just carried it in there way too hard.
Speed was way too high.
Yeah,
locked the brakes up.
I said, and it's easy to do. You start racing people, and you kind of forget that you got to slow down for the turns.
Some damage on that thing. As long as it's not rubbing a tire, he'll be just fine.
Oh yeah, it's a fiberglass. It'll just break off and keep on going.
He's back to 34th position.
So
he has a little bit of debris dragging on it right there.
Right. So at 15 laps, Kenny Shepard has a 3-second lead on Mike Kankey. Paul Menard has moved to 3rd. Bernie Lamar, Holmes, Gordon. That's Robbie Gordon up to 6th. Ahead of this man, Sean Woodside. Augie Vidovich Jr., the 28 of Brandon Witt, and Todd Souza rounds out the top 10. We'll be back to Sonoma on Speed Channel after this. Welcome back to Sonoma, Wine Country, California, and the Featherlite Southwest Series of NASCAR, where Kenny Shepard now leads by less than 2 seconds over Mike Kankey and Paul Menard, Bernie Lamar, Robbie Gordon, Eric Holmes, Sean Woodside, Witt, Ermich, and Vinovich, the top 10.
I think Vinovich just had a problem here. He went by awfully slow. I don't know. Something looked like it might have happened to his car. Here's a good race, though. I tell you, Robbie Gordon is doing his thing, working his way right up through here. He's up to 5th place and got one of the, well, he's got the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He's a good 4 or 5 tenths quicker than our leader. Doing a great job.
Arciero brothers on the side of that car. That goes all the way back to when Dan Gurney started racing. They were backers of Gurney and have long been involved in IndyCar racing as well as road racing here on the West Coast.
And boy, Robbie's car just really looks good. It's handling good. He's doing a good job of driving it, picking them off one at a time. I've really been impressed with Robbie here lately. He just really has got control of his emotions, taking advantage of his abilities. What he has going for him right now, look at the speed versus the leader right there, is Kenny Shepard is in a lot of lap traffic right now, so Robbie's making up a lot of ground on him.
Here's Augie Vinovich, 22-year-old concrete worker, twice a runner-up in the series, but he's lost a drive shaft and coasts out of the race.
Finished second in the points the last 2 years.
You talk Robbie Gordon. How about the fella he's chasing? Is Bernie Lamar in the 33. Just going out of the screen to the bottom of the screen there with Robbie Gordon. Lamar, a full-time college student at the University of California. He has almost a perfect A average, business and marketing. Right now he's trying to market his way to 4th place and hold off Robbie Gordon. Another slow car. That'll be the 78 of Dave Clark.
Robbie got all the way shoved out in the marbles there.
Yeah, lost a lot of ground.
And man, with these biased tires, you really got to watch getting offline because it doesn't take much to puncture one of them. They're not as tough as a radial. But much more forgiving. It's so neat to see these cars be able to slide around and recover with that biased tire. Yeah, it's almost, I mean, that's part of. That's probably what happened to this cat here. Right front tire down, run over a piece of debris somewhere. And they do not run the safety shield, the interliner tire here. Actually, a piece of debris, not even that. You can take a stone and it'll puncture one of these biased tires. I tell you, a lot of things that'll happen also here. They race so close is you'll actually knock a valve stem off and knock the air out of the tire sometimes as well.
Kenny Shepard, 3 seconds up on Mike Kahnke right now. There is your race leader. Let's get an update from Dick Berggren.
Last year, Kahnke had no luck at all in the process of qualifying. He not only slammed the wall, but broke his leg so severely, as you mentioned, Mike, he lost the rest of the season. Luck today is with him, however. Early on in this event, he had an engine problem. They switched ignition boxes. At first, that didn't work. Now it has. Kahnke, car 98 in 2nd spot, running on all 8 cylinders.
Right now, he's definitely able to run a little bit quicker than our leader, but our leader's really having to work a lot of traffic, as I mentioned just a little bit ago. Yeah, they're hung up in traffic, these guys are. It's about the same for everybody now. Even back to Robbie Gordon, they're fighting a lot of traffic. Kenny Shepard's car sure looks good, though, Larry. That sucker is just handling good. Getting good forward bite. He comes up out of this corner nice and straight, putting the power down hard. This car really rotates through the middle of the corner good. He's able to drive it down in and it still hug the bottom and turn. It's a good looking piece. I tell you, I like the way it's going.
Pulling up to lap Matt Riley in the number 50.
You know what's really going to be interesting as we get closer and closer to possibly these teams making some pit stops is they're really not used to making pit stops. Most of their races are very short, 100, 125 laps. So what happens on pit road if this thing stays green? And so far we're 21 laps without a caution. What happens on pit road could be a difference as well. And I've noticed some of the cars, they've even got what we call the old wide 5 wheel pattern still. Some of them still use that, which is almost impossible to change a tire in a hurry. It's like 98, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Kahnke, something's wrong with that car. It's drifted back. The all-time winner in this series, and the engine sounds pretty awful.
Yeah, you can see smoke coming out the exhaust run out the right side door of his car, and yeah, I think his day is pretty much about over with.
Cat's won about $350,000 in this series, Mike. You're talking about him being an all-time leader.
Eric Holmes goes by. That's for 6th place. Caution is out. We have a full course yellow. Last year there were 8 cautions that slowed the average speed of this race to less than highway speed.
Yeah. Kenny Shepard right now, though, he's doing the do, guys.
crash, and that's what's brought out the caution. There's his Rigetti Enterprises number 17. And it's come to rest on the racetrack just in front of our Fox's Hollywood Hotel. Well, better move him out of there. We'll be right back.